Today we're recording from a new location. This is actually my parents' house where I have a few of my project cars. One of which we're going to talk about today. It's right here behind me. This is my 1981 Volkswagen Rabbit Turbo Diesel. It is a 1.6 turbo diesel motor swap from a 1984 Jetta. It is an original diesel title, so it did come with a 1.6 originally, but the person I bought it from had it swapped. This is originally was a Washington car, but it is now here in California. I've had it for close to 2 or 3 years now. I took it down because it had an external head gasket leak. We replaced that, and then after that the car had a problem starting. Once it starts, it has a problem running correctly, and this is my first diesel, so it's kind of a work in progress, and we're learning on how to make it work. So you might be wondering why I'm even here showing you this car. So this car, like I said, has been broken for close to 2 years now. And it's kind of a learning process because I've never had a diesel before. I've worked on cars for 12 years. I've had multiple cars. I've had multiple projects. But this is my first, so I'm kind of bringing you on the process of getting it back on the road. I've always wanted one of these for the longest time, and I finally got the opportunity to buy one. And at that moment, I just took the jump and bought it. I dailyed it roughly for 3 months, and then I finally put it down to fix that issue, and then I ran into more issues because, like I said, it's a learning process. Behind you, this camera is actually like my toolbox, a stockpile of parts. I do need to get more parts, like a couple more tools, so we can actually properly take this thing back apart and fix it. So like I said, this is a 1981. It has original blue interior. All of this is original. The boost gauge is kind of random in there. We're going to remove that. I'm trying to find a new trim piece to replace that. But all this is all the original worn out seat. If you can see the gauge cluster, it does have 466,000 miles plus on the body itself. The engine, honestly, is unknown because it's, like I said, it's from a swap. So the owner that I bought the car from didn't know how many miles were on this car itself. But before I had it taken apart for the head gasket replacement, this thing gets like roughly 50 to 60 miles per gallon. There's a quick look at the engine bay. It's nothing special. It's had its numbers of leaks. If I had to take a guess, the engine has probably over 300,000 miles on it, but before replacing that head gasket, the thing would start first crank, run perfectly fine, never overheat, but it did have a leak. So the first things we need to do is this was a new battery, but I kind of smoked it. So we got to replace that battery. And this valve cover, I did replace it, but it's not really sealing all the way. And I think that's because I used one of those crappy cork ones. So we're going to replace that too, because once it does get running, we have a massive leak that just pours out of this right here. The timing belt's already been done once, but if I'm going to take it back apart, I'm going to do the timing belt anyways, just for the peace of mind. But yeah, that's the project. So like I said, I'm going to bring you guys along with the process of fixing this thing and getting it back on the road and actually driving it. So until then, stay around for part 2, where we will see the parts, and I'll bring you guys back to we take them apart. So thank you for stopping by. Later.